What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Chris Newton, Chris Newton Real Estate, ChrisNewtonRealEstate.com. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Now, I apologize for my hiatus. I know YouTube rewards consistency. I know that it's been months since I've recorded something. And to be completely honest with you guys, it's because I've been 1,000,000% discouraged from everything. Today, this morning, right? It's April 22nd, 2025. And it's embarrassing to say. This morning, I went on Indeed.com. Yeah. This morning, I went on Indeed.com to look for employment. And it's shameful to even say this, right? Because you look at your peers and you see, and a lot of it is fake. I know, I understand that. But you can't help but look at your peers and look at social media and just see everybody doing better than you. And let's say 80% of it, 90% of it is fake. Like, I got so many people riding on me, betting on me, and I feel like I constantly let everybody down. And I'm really ashamed to even do this blog here. But so what happened? Every year, I got my real estate license in April. I got into real estate in May. So I remember I made my last day at Bloomingdale's, May 7th. And that was because that was Cadence's birthday, my oldest. And I'm like, this is right here is just going to be the milestone of my new career. And within months, I ran out of money. I had about $6,000 saved up. I ran out of money. Had to go back into the workforce. Now, I did it part-time. Well, I did work full-time. I worked full-time. I started working at the Holiday Inn. I said, let me work on myself. Let me work on my hospitality. Let me work on a lot of things that I know I'm lacking in and I need to improve upon if I'm going to be successful in this, in this career. So I started working in hospitality. COVID came. And so I was doing Holiday Inn and real estate, basically full-time there. So I would leave the Holiday Inn. I did night shift. So I did 3 to 11 at the Holiday Inn in FIDI, in the financial district. And in the morning time, my office was in Williamsburg. And in the morning time, what I would do, if you guys go to my older blogs, you will see me in a way different office. That was when I was with Ideal Properties Group. And I would get there 9 o'clock in the morning and cold call and do everything until 2 p.m. And at 2 o'clock, I would leave, take the J train, a few stops to Fulton Street, and then go to work. And that's what I did to make ends meet. And I didn't go in there with a plan. I was just like, I just can't I can't be broke. I got 2 kids. I got a lot of people riding on me to make sure I'm good. And my situation at that time wasn't the best. And once COVID came, the Holiday Inn, we closed down for COVID. We were getting unemployment. Well, my unemployment didn't come for a few months. Thank God I had some type of safety nets. But I was going through it in life. Life was really life, and life is always life for me. This is not a sympathy blog. This is So everybody, there's people out here that could relate to what I'm saying to the craziest degree, and I want to be able to put this out there, right? I am not real estate. Real estate is a part of me. I always say that. So once COVID came and we had to close the hotel, you know, I went full time into real estate, even during the pandemic. And I'm cold calling and I'm doing everything or whatever that I'm knowing to do. I'm still learning at this juncture. I'm still learning. I'm not the best agent yet. I'm not. I'm still learning. I'm great at what I do, but I'm still learning. And I called my girlfriend and I asked her, I'm like, do you think I could do this full time? And she tells me, yeah. So I say, I was scared. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it full time. I'm going to jump back into it. Now, we know COVID was 2020. It's now 2025. I haven't been back to work, like an actual job, since the hotel closed. Since then, I've made money. I've lost money. I've made a lot of money. I've lost it all. Went into the negative into my accounts. Climbed back up out of there. Made some more money. Lost it all to the point where I feel cursed. I'm a father. I'm trying to get custody of my kids. I'm trying to change my kids' lives. I'm trying to change my life for the better. I'm trying, right? Like, and I'm doing it honestly. There's so many people in this industry that are terrible at what they do. And it's because they go into it with a bad heart. They go into it with bad intentions. It's been times where I needed the money so bad. And I still tell my clients, that's not a good idea. Don't go with this deal. Don't go with that offer. Don't go with this house. So many times. It was a time where we had to pay a tenant to get out of the apartment, and I paid them out of my commission, $20,000. I walked away with $8,000 after that deal. $8,000. She walked away with more money than me. Mind you, she was getting public assistance, everything. She didn't pay rent for years, like, and I needed the money at that time. And the sellers were still mad at me. I still don't understand how that happened. Like, it's been so many times. So many times. I don't think this is a good deal. Their offer isn't loan process. Their offer isn't underwritten. Their offer isn't this. They don't have all the money. They don't have all the documents. Don't go with this offer. And it will be a direct deal. A direct deal. Same offer, same amount of money. This person has an agent. This person doesn't. Same offer. I got them both to a high amount. So high that when the appraisal actually came, right? The appraisal actually came, we ran into an appraisal issue. And the sellers were still upset with me for whatever reason, thinking that they sold it for too cheap. We ran into an appraisal issue. That's how good of a deal I got them. On top of 3 months lease back, free lease back at that. Like, I did my thing with that deal. And both parties were willing to do the exact same thing. Same price, nobody was willing to go above. Same price, over ask. Great terms, great everything. Direct deal. The loan officer said, Chris, I could make this deal go through. I've been working with them for a long time. I don't have their documents, but I know we're in the community, da-da-da-da-da. I told them, don't go with that deal. So it's not a good idea. They don't have everything in order. They don't have everything so on and so forth. If I was being selfish and stingy, I was one of those agents, I would have pushed for that deal. So go with this one. It's a stronger offer. It's a stronger deal. I've never been an agent to look out for my own interests. There's so many agents out there that look out for their own interests. And then when you see that they got these big mansions and they got these big penthouse and they got these cars and maybe it's lease, I don't know. But you see that they got all of this stuff that you don't have and you walking on the straight and narrow, the fine and narrow, and it's still not working for you. I did the education. I got certified in neurolinguistic programming. I got certified in interior design. I got certified in negotiation, being a negotiation expert. I got certified in mortgage loan origination. I learned another language for this. I learned another language for this. And it's like it's still not working. It's still not working. My deals still fall through. And it's not and I look at myself and be like, what can I do better? And I don't know. I don't know. I remember before one of the managers said, Chris, I just think it's a string of bad luck. I'll get the deals to contract. Great terms. I just got this crazy deal to contract. And at the last minute, the seller want to tell me he don't want to sell. And it was a direct deal. And this deal would have definitely changed my life. Did I push him to try to sell? No. I definitely wanted him to sell because this was going to be the deal that changed my life, changed my kids' lives. I would have been able to get custody of my girls. I would have been able to move away from where I'm living. I would have been able to get my vehicle. I would have been, you know how embarrassing it is for your clients to drive you around? I hate that. I hate that with a passion. With a passion. And then I'll push and push and push and say, you know what, maybe I gotta learn something else. Maybe I gotta learn something else. Maybe I gotta talk to more people. So now I'm talking to more people. I'm networking. I'm doing everything on the straight and narrow. And I see all these other agents, and it's not playing in my mind to go and do something crazy. No, it is just like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I learned photography. I get great. I purchased the cameras and everything. I get great at photography. Decent at videography. With as far as real estate videography, I got to learn how to use the gimbal better. But I understand the angles and everything like that. But I take the time out to learn all of this stuff just so I could be a better agent for my clients. And it just seems like the universe is just trying to push me out of the business. And I don't understand why, because when I was younger, I said this before, when I was younger, I wanted to be two things, right? And yeah, it's cliche, a black guy. I wanted to be a rapper. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to either be a rapper or be in real estate. And at 37 years old, obviously rap isn't it for me. I'm good. I'm great at it. But obviously rap isn't it for me. So I failed at becoming a rapper. I don't want to fail. I didn't want to fail at real estate. I'm so good at this, but this just, I don't know what to say. I cried about this. I was on the phone with my mom about this. Talked to my girl. My girl don't understand because she only worked a job. Entrepreneur is not in it for her. That's not in her blood. So she don't understand fully. She wants me to do better. She wants what's best for me. So Chris, you might have to get a job, do real estate on the side. Don't give up on your dream, but you might have to do this. It's going to work out. You worked hard, but you only failed when you give up. Don't give up. My mom is like, listen, you're not going to be good at a job because that's not where your heart is. Even though I was the manager or one of the managers at the Holiday Inn and I got paid decent money, I did a good job, but I was miserable there. I showed up with a smile on my face. I did everything I was supposed to do, did the overtime. I created strategies and everything like that to best help the shifts when I was there. But I was miserable there. And it's not because, everybody that was there was, for the most part, everybody that was there was cool with me. I didn't have my little ones and twos with managers here and there, but who doesn't, right? It's personalities. And but I was miserable there, and it's because my heart wasn't there. My heart, your heart wants what the heart wants, and I wanted to work for myself. I always wanted to work for myself, and it hurts. It hurts so bad when it's like pause. When it's like you work for this, and it's like it don't want you. That's how I feel. I feel like I literally feel like real estate don't want me, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong, but that's how I feel. I feel like real estate don't want me, and I want it so bad. I feel like it's a relationship that I'm fighting for, and it's just telling me, no, Chris, get out of here. I was never the agent that wanted to do real estate my entire life. When I say I always wanted to do real estate, but I didn't want to be the 45, 50, 60-year-old agent. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to branch off, build my own team again, build my own team, have the staff around me, and now I can fire myself out of the day-to-day with real estate, still have that going on, and now I can branch off into other things. I could branch off into Airbnb. I can branch off into trucking. I can branch off into opening the barbershops that I wanted. Yeah, I'm a certified barber too. I didn't go back and get my license. I'm, in the process of doing that. But like I wanted all of these verticals, all of these branches. Pause on the verticals, but I wanted all of these branches to be able to build this legacy for my kids. A big dream of mine is to take a plot of land, a big plot of land, and build a community for everybody that has my last name. And everything is paid off. We got single family houses, maybe a couple multi-family houses there. And I have that plot of land there. Name it after my girls. This is their estate. This is our estate, right? But it's named after them. And everybody with my last name that's like blood related to me. So me, my cousins, my mom, my girls, of course, their kids, they live there for free. And it's basically like almost like a HOA in a sense. And they just all put money in this pot. They all put money in a pot. And every time somebody, whatever breaks, they take the money from there. When it's time to update every 5 to 10 years, they take the money from there and just update the community, update the community, update the community. And like that's where my mind is, and I'm gonna do that for them. I just don't know how. I just don't know how. And it just sucks so freaking bad because it hurts so bad when you fight. It's like fighting for a woman that don't want you. Yeah, I can't. I don't even want to keep. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man.